Equinox, Gatekeepers, Lightworkers and Wayshowers. September 19, 2013. Beloved hearts, it truly is my pleasure to connect once again with you in this now moment. Another fantastic opportunity is lingering just around the corner in your current reality, which can bring you bit by bit to a higher consciousness and a more refined energy, because the upcoming equinox implies the possibility of merging with the Christ consciousness and also grants the activation of the higher frequencies on your world into your reality. As always, it is a delight for me to share the specifics of those processes that your embodiments and your organisms undergo, as it is utterly important to be aware that this time around it is not just an insignificantly small activation, but rather, it is distinctly clear that this equinox will cause the most grandiose changes in your inner world and so much more. We are dealing with a most profound metamorphosis whereby all the old, the familiar, that has been a part of you for so long, is splitting off of you, and the new embodiments layers of your being are exposed, giving them the opportunity to play an active role. Those higher embodiments of your being are going to play an important part for all of you and are going to be the determinant factor for your power of discernment and for your observations in your further evolution and growth. Increasingly, your embodiments are becoming active layer by layer, and during the upcoming equinox it will specifically be your second refined body that will go through the big change and the activation. I am referring to your etheric body being the second refined body, itself consisting of specific layers and chakras. The difference in the layers of your etheric body consist of various frequencies, meaning that everything that will be activated on a personal level will differ from individual to individual. The crystalline body and all her frequencies are going to have a merging with your higher self and with your personal self in this incarnation, because your physical aspect, that which you are now in incarnation, also belongs to those embodiments, and the crystalline body has chosen to take it along into the Christ consciousness of your being. This leads to the fact that everything now experiences a very intensive changeover and a merging up to a certain frequency of light that you will embody and be from that moment on. Your embodiments are very pliant and changeable, which facilitates not just the experience to linger in these frequencies of your being, but also the merging of those bodies. This phase implies such a magical feeling that it borders on having an etheric orgasm, because the etheric body is very sensitive and can easily interpret these processes as a blissful experience. The physical body, on the other hand, will experience rather mixed feelings depending on the degree of sensitivity and on the inflowing of light now entering this body. One person will, for instance, experience more pain than another. One person will be able to experience more light and more activations in the form of bliss than another. Of course, it depends on many factors, such as how well a person is balanced, how well a person is grounded, the purity of consciousness and the overall state of health, the state of consciousness, the frequency of his or her personal light, the strength of his or her heart, the openness for the whole process, how well one blindly trusts in him or herself and in the process, the skill to release complete control, the skill to release the past and the self-image, the acceptance, the practice of meditating. It is particularly important to be open for every facet of this divine process, as well as being aware that everything is well. You have to surrender in full acceptance to let the process work itself out. You have to dare to let go, especially the thinking patterns and the mind, otherwise you might obstruct the flow, which can cause some sort of discomfort. The light workers who are present on Earth to ground those energies and who function as a channel during this process might expect the most intense energies in order to pass them on to the collective of humanity and to Mother Earth. They are the carriers of the new energies, and that is their mission. For them it is of utmost importance that they open themselves up for these energies and that they accept them. That's what they have to work at and to focus on. Those of you that are here to free the way, the so-called Wayshowers amongst you, will take the first hard energetic blows that will dash this duality to smithereens. They have to be extremely balanced and exhibiting inner peace, otherwise it might become a difficult challenge. They are here on Earth to free the way out of this duality, which often involves the grounding of these changeable energies. So, in a nutshell, they are not just a channel for these energies, but in certain cases also the executor. The gatekeepers amongst you are those that go through tough times because they not only linger in these frequencies but often are present with their physical aspect in the higher worlds as well as in this duality simultaneously. They travel back and forth constantly, whether conscious or not, to bring everything to this earth plane, to ground it but also to shift those energies. They supervise where and through who those higher frequencies can be implemented, and they also assist during the ascension processes of others on Earth who are going through difficult transformations. They represent the multidimensional aspects and the proverbial centipede dwelling on Earth to work on the higher frequencies and are often very exhausted because of this multidimensional work. For them it is very important to get plenty of rest, to ground and to meditate on a regular basis in order to maintain a constant balance and frequency which will facilitate and advance their work. Everyone contributes one way or the other to the process of ascension, but now everything will get stepped up a few notches, intensifying it all and possibly becoming rather unbearable if you are not standing firmly in your shoes or if you haven't reached an inner balance as a result of the mergings with your higher self and with the Christ consciousness. The stepping up is due to the fact that Gaia's frequency vibrates for quite some time already in a higher consciousness whereby everything contains a more refined energy to which duality and the material world can no longer resonate. This duality, this material world will literally fade away and merge with the new higher frequencies because it will abolish into energy which equals higher frequency. That's why it is important to grow along in this process and to prepare your bodies for the merging with the new etheric frequency, as your physical bodies will no longer take on materialistic forms when you arrive at the end of this ride. So being balanced and having an inner connection is very important, for you will continue to grow more and more into this new crystalline body and you will go through the alchemical process of the disintegration of the materialistic into the more etheric level, representing the pure essence of your being. Etheric does not always mean pure energetic but also refers to the inner reflection in your environment and in your reality. This inner reflection is a frequency and a mindless world without ego or thoughts, where everything just is. The human brain wants to understand everything and wants to delineate it with words. Well then, this will happen less and less because you are just going to be more and more, and nothing else. A constant flow in the now, without any thoughts nor questions. In its place comes the inner knowing, the acceptance and the being, and this in a constant state. This is enjoyment and bliss, for without thoughts there are no more words, there is no more separation, no more pain, no more worries and especially no more fearful battles, no anger nor duality. You are approaching the massive final conclusion and final shifts beginning with your physical body, as this is the center of your universe and everything departs from here and becomes your reality. Take ample time for yourself, take lots of quality me time during this equinox. You will find out why it is so important to remain in a state of inner peace, a state of quiet, a state of inner balance, a state of self-love during this portal of opportunity, this upcoming equinox. This will assist you and your physical body to shift even more into the next more etheric state of being. Release everything now during the coming weeks. There will be confrontations with the old and with deep hidden pains, fears, family issues and so on. This is to give you the opportunity to release it all in a conclusive way and to see that it is only the past. Let go of everything pertaining to the past and consider it first and foremost as an old aspect of you that no longer serves you. Do not give too much thought about it, but let go of the past once and for all, and live in the now. Focus on the now, focus on what you want to become and focus on what you want to change. Accept the inflow of energies streaming through you and enjoy it. Let it happen and disconnect yourself from everything around you in the current moment when you connect with your being, with your sun, with your earth, with your star family, with the masters, with the guides and so forth. The upcoming equinox represents an extraordinary portal for the etheric crystalline body. Anyway, it will deliver a huge contribution to your self-confidence which you will need for the following upcoming portals and opportunities for your evolution. Release, release and release, that is the main theme now, and go along with the flow that you are. The incoming energies will assist powerfully in this process of releasing, because the moment that they come in, there's really nothing for you to do but let go and drop everything at that time so that you can be in this now moment. Enjoy the process and don't hesitate to call on me for assistance. My energy is always available for all of you. I am Metatron. Channeled by Melaine Lafont. AwakeningToHigherLove.com. PleiadeDolphininfos.blogspot.com